Here I am with my review for episode 1, just after episode 2 got released. Ugh. The Promised Neverland, episode 1. I can't remember those numbers. I'm not going to look them up, but you know, I'm not a brainiac or anything. Numbers, I think there's a 2 in there. If there's a 2, I'm right. Put it all on the screen in any case, Matt. I was debating on whether to talk about this or not before I saw it. Because I heard a lot of good things about Promised Neverland. Everyone was saying how, like, oh, it's really good and interesting, but it's one of the few shonens I haven't read. So I was like, you know what, the anime's coming out, I'll wait for it. And I'm really glad, because my excitement now probably isn't going to show it, but it has been so long since I have enjoyed a series that much. Not like, and by that I mean a new series I started, because like there have been a lot of series I started, and a few of them are actually part of the season, like Kaguya Wants to Be Confessed To and Rising of the Shield Hero, series I like, but I've already been reading for a while. So the idea that I've seen an anime for a while, I haven't seen something that I've enjoyed, that I've already read, or it's something I haven't seen before and I'm like, it's okay, I guess. You know, it's been so long, and everything about this episode was so great. Like, I loved so much about this. Where do we start? I suppose from the beginning. First of all, the premise, super interesting. What a great premise. I was so invested, and one of the best things about this, obviously, because it's a shonen, you know, obviously, like, they've got a male, no, not male lead, like, they've got a lead who's all about kind of, like, not giving up and, you know, doing the right thing. And, first of all, she's a girl, and it's only small, but why is there? I'm trying to think of any female shonen leads. I don't think there really has been. I know obviously it's Emma, Norman, Ray, but just the idea of like a female lead is different, and I like it just because it's just like, hey, what about this? But in any case, like the story, wow. Words. I probably should have watched the episode back again. I've only watched it the one time, which was like last Wednesday, and today is the Wednesday afterwards. Yay! I can't wait to see what's going to happen with this. I really like how they've done a lot of things in the show so far. So like setting up certain characters and setting up things like this. So obviously, you know, they set up as to be this nice friendly environment, and then obviously after Norman and Emma find out, it makes me wonder, because obviously Ray's like in the front in the words. I should figure out what I want to say, because I haven't really reviewed anime for a long time. Like, it's basically, you know, you could see the twist coming, even if, like, you didn't. And, like, I didn't remember everything, but I was like, okay, this is going to happen, and this is probably going to happen. So, obviously, like, for example, with Connie, you know, they really set her up to be, like, you know, the cute kid, and it's very much just like, oh, kill the puppy. I feel like I talk about this way too much, but basically, kill the puppy is something they did in the original House of Cards to signify that this was a villain by killing a puppy. And, you know, it's just a symbol of, you know, taking something that is sweet and innocent and pure to say, yes, these are the villains. And I saw, like, I was like, okay, this kid's gonna die. They keep, like, trying to build her up to be the cute kid, and I didn't really see it. But it was kind of, I had a similar thing in JoJo, where, like, I was kind of like, it's alright in JoJo, and then something just clicked in me, and I was like, I love this. Oh my god, this is amazing. And then I kind of got the same thing with Connie, and I think it was genuinely like, because they were all wearing, like, you know, they were wearing like the white clothes, all the very plain things. And then the moment she changed into that little outfit with the little hat, the moment, like, I was like, this kid's gonna die. After that, it was like, this kid's gonna die. Oh no, this kid's gonna die. And then it just changed in such like a quick succession to me. Animation wise, I'm not like an animation expert or anything, but I think I just love the extra effort they put into this. They just put that little bit extra in. So, like, for example, when they're hiding underneath the truck after everything's going down, and, you know, after they found Connie's dead body, and they see the aliens, and then, like, they find out that the nun who's looking after them, I can't remember her name, I'll explain why I'm not going to put names up down below. After I talk about it a bit more, you know, just they could have gone like they were so quiet, but they could. But normally, I think in anime they'd be like, let's get out of it. Okay, the fact is, like, they were just like. Just even the small details. So Norman went to Emma, was just like he like, you know, he shook his head to go, we need to go, we need to go. And just the look of terror on their faces was so great. Like, I mean, like, obviously it's like, hooray, I enjoy kids looking scared. But genuinely, like, just the detail, and like, it was so genuine. They were like, oh my god, they looked like they were about to throw up at times. And it was done so well, like, because obviously that whole world has just been turned upside down. Everything about it was great, and like, obviously, you know, one of my favourite things is it makes me want to ask a lot of questions, and I've got tons of questions already, and that's such a great way to start a series off. So first of all, obviously, like, you know, you've got Emma, Norman, and Ray. They're the main 3 characters, right? Like, first of all, Ray, he seems a bit aloof, and like, obviously when they're all talking about what they want to do when they get out of here, You know, it kind of goes like, you know, he's like, well, I have to survive first, and it makes me want to know, does Ray know what's going on? Does he want to know things, like, does he know how everything's going to happen? Like, not how everything's going to happen, but he's obviously quite smart, and it's shown to us from the beginning that these three are particularly very smart, and one of my favourite things is about, like, how they all are smart in their own individual way. So like Norman he's very book smart, like, you know, he's like in terms of test scores and everything like that, he's the best. Whereas Ray, it sounds weird to say, but he's more street smart. It's not right, but like he's smart but in a different way. Like he's more of a strategist and things like that. Whereas Emma is super athletic, and on top of that, her main strength with her brain is how quick she can pick up things and learn things. Like, okay, they're all smart in their own individual way, so they're not all just like, I'm the smart character, I'm the smart character, I'm the smart character. And they did a great job of setting up the mother as the villain as well, because one of the main things they say is like, oh, we've got to outsmart her with strategy, but they set up earlier in the episode of like how, you know, chess is a game of strategy. However, none of them have ever beaten the mother. Like, she is like the top, like she is like, so she's incredibly clever. We can learn from this straight away, and it builds up like this, you know, the expectations. I've got these expectations now at the very least, and it's done so well. The intro, that was so good. Like, I love the song, and like obviously the animation's great, and I watched it a few times trying to pick up like everything about it. I was like, oh well, maybe like trying to pick up representation. So like there's a scene where like the flowers bloom, and then like obviously they I think they wither pretty straight after, and obviously, you know, that's them getting like ripened for harvest. I can't remember how long they've got till then. Also, the theme's done by Overworld, which is why it's so good, because I was like, wow, this is really good, and then I saw it, I was like, that's why. For those of you who've seen Bleach, they did the second opening. You know, the... I'm trying to think, there's so much to say. And then, like, obviously the whole setup with Connie as well. Because obviously, you know, Connie had a close relationship with that other kid. I don't know his name. Don? I think it's Don. This is one thing as well, like normally when I review stuff, I like to put the names down below so people know who I'm on about, so I'm clear. However, Promised Neverland, I'm going to make exceptions. Only for this because I don't want to be spoiled on anything. This is how much I've loved this series, and I'm like, you know, what a surprise, I don't want to be spoiled on a story I don't know anything about. But genuinely, I've been enjoying it so much, I'm like, right, I don't even want to look them up, because if I click on their name, it's going to go, oh, this character, yeah, they die because of this, or like, oh, yeah, they're, you know, or like, you know, they're evil, they're good, whatever. I don't know. I just want to be surprised as much as I can. So this is probably the point in the video where I'll say, hey, please no spoilers. Please, 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 please no spoilers. It'd mean the world to me if you could stay away from it, because it'd make the quality of these videos better as well, because then you don't have to worry about anything because then you can see my more genuine reactions, and then you can see me try and figure out stuff if you're already familiar with what's going to happen, and then you can laugh at me for being an idiot too. I think, you know, this... I don't really know what I'm wording here, because it's been a while since I've seen it, and I'm like not really... I should have really practiced what I was going to say, but I'm trying to run off emotion, because... I think this had one of the best endings for a first episode I have seen in a long time. Because it's a shonen story, right? And shonen stories these days are very much, you know, like never give up, do your best, and everything will kind of work out kind of thing. As we see with a lot of series. And a lot of first episodes end on kind of like this high note. Or first chapters, or in the first couple episodes. So like, for example, now the first episode of Naruto ends with him beating the ninja and kind of getting his first bit of recognition officially from... Iruka Sensei, as he's like, you know, you can do it, you can become Hokage, and it's like, yeah, I can do it, and it ends on a happy note. One Piece, bit of a different one. Obviously, the first chapter ends with Luffy punching the Sea King as he begins his venture, or knocking out Alvida. You know, kind of like, yeah, he's like always tough, he can actually do this kind of thing. Same with Bleach, obviously he defeats the Hollow. Goku in the first episode of Dragon Ball defeats the Pterodactyl. It's always like this kind of positive, and even like My Hero Academia, you know, it's kind of like the first two episodes, it's more like the second episode, but obviously when, you know, he's like, when All Might's like, you can become a hero, and he's like, this is how I became the greatest hero. It's always like, this is how they began their story of success, and you know, it's always this high note. Whereas this one, I loved so much because it was like, you know, first of all, we do see the shonen side of it, because Emma's like, we can't leave these guys, because no one was like, us three we can make it out of here, no problem. But she's like, I can't leave these kids to die. We've got to get out of here, all of us together, and I love that. I love that so much. because then Norman's like, all right, all of us together, we will make our way out of this. And it's like, and that's like where normally most episodes would end. It's like, you know, the kind of heroic moment of like, okay, this is what the plot of the story is. Let's see our heroes achieve this. The moment, because obviously the whole reason they went after Connie was to give her back a doll before when they never saw her again, was when, and they left it there underneath the truck, when the mother is staring at the doll. I gasped. I actually gasped. I was like, oh, like, I can't remember the last time I genuinely gasped at a new story. It was really good. Like, that's such a great ending. It sets up for all the future. Like, the next episode's out in a couple of hours for me. I'm really looking forward to watching it. I haven't been excited for, like, a new series like this in a while. And, yes, I'm trying to think anything else to talk about. No, I'm excited. Generally, I'm liking the characters. I'm ready to see what some of the secondary characters will do. But obviously, we need to see more of what the main characters will do, the main trio. I'm ready to see, hopefully, like, a bit of the mind battle between these three and the nun. As well. There's supposed to be like a second one coming in as well, like, you know, the big woman who came in and hugged all the kids. So I imagine, I don't know, the fact that she's also probably a nun kind of says to me like, she's not a good guy, but we've got to wait and see until she gets introduced to the story. But yes, overall, I'm really looking forward to this series. What do you think? Hey, if you're a fan of Promised Neverland, let me know what you thought of this episode. Did it do a good job or not? Or, you know, if you've never seen this episode before, hey, let me know. Let's have a little talk about it in discussion. If you like this review, give it a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. Let's comment, let's talk. Let's just enjoy a good series. I will say as well, just quickly before I finish, despite how much I loved it, I am trying to go in still with an open mind for the rest of the series, because some series have such great premises and promise, and then they kind of just like fade out over time, or like it just kind of dies, and it makes me sad. And I want this one to be good, considering everyone's like, it's so good, it's really good. But I'm trying to keep an open mind about it still, so I'm going to try and give like the 3-episode rule. I know most good series kind of start on a good first episode, and you should take it like that. But because of how this premise plays out, it's mostly how this premise plays out. And then I'll be like, okay, this is a good series, or this isn't a good series. We'll take it from there. But yeah, cool. Thank you for watching. Hope you like it. Subscribe. I'm repeating myself because I'm an idiot. Goodbye. Soft tender touch of love.